Hey everyone, we are back this week to film episode 2 of our Ask a Builder series. My name is Ashley and I'm here with my husband Heath, the owner of Cillessen Construction, and we are here today to talk about red flags with your contractors.
That's right, this week we do not have any hot wings out here. We were considering getting crumble cookies. We didn't bring those either. Really, it's because this is a serious subject. A lot of times we see homeowners get taken advantage of, whether it's by getting large deposits or really not being able to have a contractor that can execute the project. So we wanted to discuss some red flags that you can look out for and things you should consider when you're looking to do a project on your home.
All right, we have some questions here. Are you ready?
I am ready, let's go.
Let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What happens when a contractor does not use a written contract?
That would be a red flag in my book. Having a written contract is very important. It puts everything in writing of what the contractor is supposed to do and what the homeowner is supposed to do, so it protects both parties on a project. I think it's very important to have.
I think so too. All right, next, how important is it for me as the homeowner to ask for proof of licensing and insurance?
Two things. So the license, that is really what the state is putting in place for the contractor to be able to build the project. So when you're looking to do a big project, there are different levels of general contractor licenses. And if your contractor doesn't have the appropriate license, really he's not qualified to complete your project. So asking a contractor for a copy of his contractor's license is very important. And then the second part on insurance, you want to make sure the contractor's insured. If they make mistakes or have issues along the way, you want to make sure there's insurance backing them. If you have a contractor that doesn't have a license and isn't insured, you're just asking for problems.
So that's a red flag?
That would definitely be a red flag, yes. Always gotta call me out when I say things wrong.
What is a reasonable deposit and when should it raise red flags?
As a company, we ask for between 10 to 20% on a project as a down payment. This really allows us to put you into our schedule, but also have the funds we need to get started on the project. If a contractor is asking for much more than that, that really would raise a red flag, because typically more money is not needed until you're placing bigger orders. Maybe when you're ordering appliances or windows. That's the only time more money may be needed up front.
What should a good estimate actually look like? Is it paper? Is it on the computer? Is it a Word doc?
The best estimates are definitely those that are written on a napkin. No, I'm just kidding.
Bar napkin.
Yeah, bar napkin is a big one. No, a good estimate should have a lot of detail about what the scope of work is. An estimate would have the details of what portions of the project are being completed and what isn't being completed. It would also have detail of, like, if there was an allowance for, say, appliances or windows, it would say you have this much money to purchase those materials. So a line item estimate that has a grand total at the end.
And we're looking for details.
We're looking for detail.
All right.
Yeah.
So communication is really important. Obviously, between a contractor, a homeowner, you want to be able to communicate and get along. So what happens if my communication with my contractor isn't great, my project hasn't started?
Well, you're right. I think communication is very important, even in a marriage. But communication is important, especially early on. If you're seeing red flags on the communication, maybe they're not communicating with you very well early on during the estimating portion, or asking questions about a contract, that could be a red flag in itself right there. That may tell you what's to come on their future communication.
All right, is it fair for me as the homeowner to say, well, I like the contractor, his estimate was good, his communication's okay, but I'd like to see some references. Is that okay?
Yeah, references are very important. I would say on any project you do in a home, you should at least ask for 2 to 3 references. If you do, and they say, oh, I don't have any references I can share with you, that would raise a huge red flag in my books.
What should homeowners do if their contractor is pressuring them to sign right now?
If they were pressuring you and saying, you got to sign today to get a discount, that would raise a red flag. Just avoid it. Say, hey, I need a night to think about the contract. If they can't offer you the same price the next day, are they really someone that you'd want to have working in your home? They wouldn't be.
So Permits.
Okay.
Obviously, that's a big deal when it comes to a project. Should the contractor handle them? What if they ask me to handle it?
That could be a red flag if they ask you to handle the permits. It could mean that they're not properly licensed to build in that jurisdiction. Contractor that has the appropriate license should be able to get the contractor license in the jurisdiction where they're working, and then they should be able to then provide a permit for your project. So that would be another red flag.
Okay, so the contractor should handle the permit.
Flooded with red flags right now.
All right, next question. Let's say I like my contractor. Everything's going well, communication. I like my contractor.
You like your contractor?
I do.
All right.
How should I feel?
You want to keep this thing going?
Yeah.
That may be how I asked her to date me.
Do you want to keep this thing going?
Yeah.
Okay, but my contractor is ready to start tomorrow. Should I be worried he's not busier?
Well, do you have a project I can start tomorrow?
No.
I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
several, always.
No, if a contractor wants to start the next day, that's another red flag. Most contractors that are good do have a lead time of when they're available. That's why they're good. That's why they have a reputation that's solid. And honestly, as a contractor, I plan my work out months in advance, and that's because I don't want to have a day when we have no work at all. So a contractor that is ready to go the next day, that's a red flag, and you should kind of ask, why are you available?
What are you doing?
Do you have any other work? It also could be a red flag that they're just trying to get the job so they can maybe get the down payment.
Oh, it's split.
And split.
So this contractor that I'm working with, he has no website and I can't find any reviews. Should I be worried?
Yeah, that'd be another red flag. It's actually something during storm season. We do a lot of insurance restoration work at CCC. So we see a lot of companies come into town and they have no reputation, they have no reviews, even their company name is fake. And sometimes they're using high pressure sales to sell people and sign a project with no reputation. That should be a whole part of your process. Asking them to see reviews. If they have no website, that means they maybe don't have a good presence, and that would be a red flag as well.
So my contractor says he works with a lot of subcontractors. I'm worried that that's a bad thing, because does he do any of the work himself?
In the industry, you do have to use subcontractors, unless you're this massive general contractor with every single company underneath you. But we, as a company, we have to subcontract out all the mechanical, the plumbing, the electrical on our homes, because we don't have the proper license to do that. We need to bring in those professionals. So it's okay for a contractor to use subcontractors, but also you want to be aware during the process, and that's probably actually a really good question to ask your contractor that you're interviewing. You know, what's it look like? Do you use all subcontractors? Do you have some crew that work for you directly? And ask them how they manage those subcontractors.
All right, so electrical, plumbing, HVAC,
Yeah.
very normal.
How
because
many
they have
flags
to be
are there?
licensed.
We gotta be like
So
15
there's
flags.
a lot of flags here, be aware. So my project's done. Yay,
Yeah.
everything went super great.
That's awesome.
Should I expect a warranty or any sort of follow-up from my contractor?
I've never finished a house for you completely, so
Well, no.
that was a great
I have
moment.
no warranty.
I just wanted to live
Never.
in that moment.
No warranty.
Okay, what was the question?
Should I expect any sort of warranty or follow-up from my contractor?
Yeah, 100%. You should have a written warranty from your contractor. That warranty should be inclusive of workmanship, but also material warranties that may be transferred on. That's a great question that you should ask a contractor when you're interviewing them, though, right at the beginning. What's your workmanship warranty look like? Could I get a copy of your workmanship warranty? Because that will give you an indication of, are they actually a set-up general contractor? Are they good to go for this? If a contractor says, we don't have any warranty at all, that's a red flag.
Okay, are you ready for the last question?
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
All right.
All right, in a street fight, who's winning? The Hulk or the Velociraptor?
That is hard. I'm gonna say Velociraptor just because our son likes the Velociraptor.
Always.
Yeah.
All right, Velociraptor for the win. No red flags. Subscribe. Here or here.
I'm an awful man. Wait, we gotta say something. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and see that's awful. It just sounded so cringy.
No, it did.
If you'd like to follow along on our journey for different educational, if you'd like to follow along. Okay, let me restart. I'm just struggling here.
No, don't. It's fine.
Thank you for our live studio audience of the two people that are here with us today.
You're talking too much.
Slow
Say
down.
less.
All right, what are we supposed to say?
Ring that bell.
Ring that
Oh,
bell.
ring that bell.
Yep, ring that bell. Don't be so grumpy
Okay,
with
go
me.
ahead.
You want to go to dinner after this? Thank you all.
It's all staying in, by the way.
Yeah, sure.